And would you ever think I could stop coughing? The answer, no. But yeah, this is MD865. And yeah, this is kind of a video. Talking about a few things I'm salty. Well, kind of salty about because, well, let's see. One of them. Now, see, people know that Pokemon have the fairy type, right? Now, that's a new little thing that came out in 6th Gen, whatever. Not little, because they impacted the meta pretty big, but, oh, and the other thing, now I know, I don't know, maybe people never ever thought this, but the reason I do, like, this webcam thing every video, one, I'm lazy. Two, I'm lazy. Three, I just don't know really or care to record anything else. It makes more sense if I'm talking like about something. It makes more sense for me to sort of show my face. I think it doesn't. So basically, I'm like the opposite of not the opposite of L from Death Note because he actually showed his face. And Nier was the one who didn't. Never mind. Never mind. For any of you Death Note fans, you'll know what I mean. That's a good anime. Anyone who hasn't watched it, I highly suggest you do. Very good. I like it. Little weird towards the end though. The main character, Light, sort of in my mind at least, falls apart. But he's kind of like goes power mad and tripping all kinds of craziness with his little notebook there. But whatever, not little notebook. I mean, you could write people's names in it and they would die. So not exactly a little notebook, but there you go. So yeah, that's why I sort of show my face every video because like it's just it just seemed. Oh, excuse me, I just finished dinner. Wow. But yeah, I just think it makes more sense than kind of showing an empty like table with cards on it or something. I don't know. There are a couple places I could do this recording thing. Like there are 2 rooms I could do it in. And plus this room is just kind of, it's sort of more comfortable. I don't know. Well, lately it's more comfortable because there's another room I have that I haven't been in as much. Just it's not as easy to be in right now because I can't really describe it. I don't want to describe it. Don't mind me. The weather outside is really weird. It was really sticky and gross today, and it was just ugh. So, but yeah. So back to this. The fairy type was the new type introduced in Gen 6 to Pokemon, and well, not like these fairies from Yu-Gi-Oh. No, not these things. They're actually most of them are cute and pink and fluffy. Not like the Vylons. No, not like them. So the fairy type in Pokemon basically is it was more or less to check dragons because dragons were kind of overpowered. I mean, they had few checks and just few like good like switch-ins. About the only thing besides usually standard like steel type wall that could switch in would maybe something like with a fair bit of bulk, like a Mamoswine per se, because that thing had Ice Shard and it could pretty much obliterate the 4 times weak dragons very easily. But like Dragonite, Salamence, Flygon, people got to think of those. Those, not so much things like Kingdra, because Kingdra probably it'll probably pump water all in your woolly mammoth face before you can even do anything. So yeah, that's an issue. So some of the dual types, some of the dragons have saved them, but most of them just kind of got obliterated. Now, fairies were, at least, I know a lot of people were hyping them up when they first were revealed. But here's the thing. There's just, things don't sometimes make sense with them. Because you gotta look at, what's it called? Like, in reality, what they're weak to. And I thought about this the other day, and another friend of mine sort of pointed it out. He's like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense that they're like kind of special walls, good special walling prowess, I guess would be the word, way to describe it. I gotta stop humming. But yeah, so these guys, most of the fairies have really phenomenal special defense and only decent to subpar physical defense. Floor just being the main culprit of that, I believe. It has, I think, about 70-something defense, and Sylveon has like 65 or 70. Sylveon's kind of like Vaporeon, which is part of the reason Vaporeon is in UU, because Sylveon basically has a better typing defensively, for the most part, because it's weak to more obscure types. and it's also has basically the same sort of bulk stats. And since I said about the weaknesses, the only things fairies are weak to are steel and poison. Now, those used to be very obscure. But now almost everywhere you go, you'll see something with Poison Jab, or something with Iron Head, or something with, I don't even know why. Like, let's see, Poison Jab, Iron Head, Sludge Bomb. Well, Sludge Bomb not that effective, but still. Because most of their special defenses through sealing. Just a lot of that. Bullet Punchers, a lot of stuff like that. And they can really hurt fairies badly. Why they're weak to those is beyond me. That's another thing I've always kind of wondered. I never understood their weaknesses, but okay. Yet they resist 3 big types: Bug, Fighting, and Dark. Those resistances are so pivotal, but so bad. Because you look at one end, oh, la-di-da, we resist 3 very common types. Go fairy type. But most of our physical defenses, barring ones like Mawile, because Mawile now has a Mega Evolution, and it's Steel Fairy in its Mega as well as in its normal form, have complete garbage for defense stat. They have better Spec D, like I said. And that leaves them still fairly vulnerable. Like, if someone brings in a banded Heracross, Mega Hornet Close Combat's going to hurt. It doesn't matter, your Florges resists it. And Heracross barely outspeeds Florges too, with Choice Band. But it outspeeds it. Well, not barely, because some of them run max speed with banded sets too. But it outspeeds it, and it does so much damage. It's not even funny. Like a little 55%, and that's just bad because you resist it. And as well as fighting. Like, if you get hit by like a banded close combat, or like, say like a banded Night Flash from an Absol, or a +2 Mega Absol or something, you're going to be hurting, because they're still powerful. That's a powerful... Mega Absol is 150 base attack, everybody. I mean, that's not something you scoff at. I mean, I love that thing, so I know it. It's pretty damn strong. And the final thing about fairies that's really cool is, and this sort of segues into my little bit of salt. Well, not really, but I guess in a sense, because kind of how the story plays. I guess. So, fairies... Now, this was debated when they first were revealed, and I was one of the ones who debated it myself. I'm kind of like, could it really be that good and that kind of broken? But it is. Fairies are completely immune to dragon moves. Oh, you're going to spam Outrage with a Scarf's Elements. That's so cute. It doesn't work. You're going to have a banded dragon and use Outrage. It's adorable. I have a fairy type. It's just really dumb. Although, it cancels the Outrage and resets the counter, which is the only thing that blows about fairy types. That sort of kind of nerfs that immunity, but... So hypothetically, the dragon had Iron Head, you'd be hurting a lot when it switched back in later. Because a lot of the banned ones do run Iron Head. They run like Outrage or Dragon Claw, and then Iron Head, Fire Punch, whatever. Because Dragon Head's move pool is quite large. About as large as the Atlantic Ocean. So that will hurt badly. But yeah, the immunity of Dragon is so pivotal. And that's the reason that a powerful dragon from last generation like Haxorus is now languishing in BL, and Hydreigon even lower in UU. These guys were monstrosities last generation. Monstrosities. Anyone who played enough competitive knows it. They were devastators. They ruined souls. They ruined things. They popped things horrendously. Hydreigon's move pool, his stats, everything. And then now, Moonblast does horribly, horribly evil and mean things to you, Hydreigon. It just does, because... Oh, Moonblast, Dazzling him. Oh, yeah, your Hydreigon's kind of on the ground and fainted. Yeah. Haxorus as well. But Haxorus, he's only 2 times weak, but he has less special defense than Hydreigon does. Which is just set up for failure. But yeah. But then you have dragons like Salamence, who even fluctuate a little bit this gen. He was in UU for a bit. Now he's back in OU, thankfully. Where he belongs. Dragonite, Dragonite was in OU all gen. I take that back. He's in OU. Even Kieran Black, and that's disturbing. That's where the tiers are based on usage. I don't give a damn, because let me tell you something right now. When Kieran Black is in UU, I start to worry a little bit, because that's just too strong. So he got moved back, thankfully. But yeah. So where this is kind of leading is, since they're immune to dragons, now I'm going to talk about a couple dragons for a minute. Everyone knows the Alga Palkia and Giratina. Good old trio of Sinnoh. Everyone, has played Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, whatever, one of the games. But you know all 3 of them. They're pretty, well, unique Pokemon. Kind of cool. Palkia looks a little odd. If people know what I mean. Yeah, that kind of, a little odd. A little bit. Dialga looks like it has just... Dialga looks like he's in pain because there's metal spikes coming out of its body. And Giratina just looks like a caterpillar, honestly, to me. A cool, like, ghost, demon, dragon, caterpillar thing, but he's a caterpillar. He just is. Sorry to everyone who likes Giratina, he's a caterpillar. To me, anyway. I've told people that before. Which I know one person who loves Giratina, and I'm sure. It really looks like a fucking caterpillar. It just does. I want this guy to remember that. I hope he does. I told him that before, and I wonder if he's still kind of like thinking that's not true, but it is true. So this is where it starts, because those three dragons, well, Dialga and Palkia more, Giratina to a degree as well, were associated with three Pokemon, and they were the three Pokemon of the lakes, which was Azelf, which was at Lake Verity, Mesprit, which was at Lake, I believe, Acuity, and Uxie, which was at Lake Valor. Now, here's the thing. And everyone look up what Verity, Valor, and Acuity mean, if you don't know what they mean. And it's really actually funny, like why the Pokemon are at those specific lakes. In that order, Azelf at Verity, Mesprit at, what the hell did I just say? Acuity at, no, Uxie's at Acuity. That's right, because Acuity equals, you know a lot of stuff. And Uxie's like the knowledge, big brain. Yeah, it's funny. It's meant to be a pun. They're all meant to be puns. Mesprit's at Lake Valor because it would bravely defend the other two, but it's kind of funny when you get down to the nitty gritty. If you know kind of the lore there. But so those three. Now, they were meant to, I guess, allegedly balance Dialga and Palkia's like power or something, or whatever the hell they could do. Like, because Dialga was the master of time, Palkia is master of space, blah blah blah, whatever. And Giratina was on in the distortion world, and he ruled basically the equivalent of the hell of the Pokemon world. And since these three were meant to keep balance between the other two, which how they keep balance between two Ubers, I don't know. But Pokemon logic. Let's just throw the logic out that window behind me right here, because that's where the logic's going for the moment, at least. So basically, now that makes no sense unless one thing. Now, I believe their Pokedex entries say specific things. I think like Uxie's like knowledge Pokemon. Azelf is like willpower. No, Azelf might be willpower. Mesprit is emotion. I do remember that. It's emotion. I have photographic memory, so I should remember this. Mesprit is emotion. Azelf is willpower. Uxie is knowledge. Now, what makes no sense to me is they're called the three pixies of Sinnoh. Now, does everyone know what type the damn things are? They're psychic. What the hell? Now, from what I understand of fairy lore, most fairies lived in like trees and in woodland areas. So, which to some extent, to go back to their weaknesses, steel would make sense. Okay, steel. I won't argue that. Steel makes a degree of sense. Fine, I will totally accept that because swords can cut down trees. What? Okay, fine. Poison's still weird. I guess because pesticides can kill trees and like toxicity can kill trees and decay. Then again, Metagross can exude poison and use sludge bombs. So what the hell do I know? In all reality, what the hell do I know? But yeah, so those three, but I do know they're called the pixie, like they're called pixies. And I'm just like, you're psychic types. Now, mind you, fairies didn't come out till this generation. So what that to me almost says, and this might be a stretch, it might not be. Because anyone who's kept up with news enough and all the YouTube videos about it knows Omega Ruby, I believe it. Yeah, it's Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, that's it. Are coming out in this coming November. So the story is, who the hell knows? Maybe they'll make a Sinnoh remake. Who any of us know? What do we as Pokemon fans know anymore? They're throwing like weird curve kind of things left and right, it seems like. Let's just throw in some more speculation. For those wondering about this new supposed Zygarde form thing, here's a good theory. Everyone contemplate this in your head. One form, most likely, has, I would think, more like sort of a bulky type of spread. Its bulk would like go through kind of the roof, and not necessarily like Deoxys defense, but it would just go. Its defenses would go to about. I want to say Zygarde's physical bulk would be like about 140. Its special would be about 120. That's what I want to say. It'd be really bulky. You get like a little attack boost, like almost like a Mega Evolution, but it would just be a new form. It wouldn't be an actual. Because if that thing got a Mega, it'd be a little ridiculous. Its base stats would be through the ceiling. Then again, they're probably going to give Metagross one, so what the hell? And the other one will be more. It'll be kind of like more slinky and snake-like, like like the actual serpent from the Norse mythology is. Because Yveltal is the whatever the hell it is, the Asgard, Mythgard, whatever the frick the thing is. I know the story and I just totally spaced. I don't know. Someone can leave it in the comments. I don't give a damn. Just if you feel like actually saying it, say it. Because I don't freaking remember for the life of me right now. I'm very tired. Asgard, Mythgard, and I don't know. But the point is, at the bottom of it, there's a snake that rules. Like, the last, part of it. So that is potentially Zygarde. And if I'm right, this new sort of sinewy, slinky form would have a, for those who don't know what sinewy means, it means kind of like skinny and lanky and just kind of like, I can't describe it. Like, worm-like almost, I guess. I don't freaking know. And it would likely have, actually, probably a bit more speed, like quite a bit more. Probably have about 105, 110 speed, and probably about 120 attack. Bump the defense up a little bit, and it would probably be a pretty decent attacker, like physically. Maybe even give it a tad more in special, 10 or 15, just to give it, so it can actually use Grass Knot and Focus Blast and Draco Meteor and not, fail with them miserably with its, 80 or 85 that it has now. So that's a thing. I mean, let's just throw that theory in there for the hell of it. They could have a Sinnoh remake, like I was just saying, because if they're doing Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, why not? Why not? Get it? Yeah, everyone's heard that joke. It's old. But as I get tomatoes thrown at me for making a bad joke. But damn. But yeah. So again, in the remakes, theoretically, these Pixies would now either be Fairy Psychic, hopefully, like Gardevoir, or they'd be like Fairy and just pure Fairy. Because, and again, reason for that too, actually being a fairly plausible theory, Gardevoir got a Mega. Gallade doesn't have one. That pisses me off. That alone is enough reason Gallade needs one, damn it. He just does. A lot of Pokemon need him. And again, Electivire needs one so he doesn't suck. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say Eevire sucks? For any of you who think otherwise, use him and then tell me he doesn't suck. Okay? He's not that good. He's okay. I mean, he's okay. Late game with, sticky web support. He's decent. But he's not, he's never going to be top tier. Never going to be up here again. Never. Not like he was. 410, he was decent. Now he's kind of Mets. No. Magmora can use a Mega. There are a lot of Megas, honestly. Abomasnow got one, so why not those two? Garchomp freaking got one. He didn't even need it. He didn't need this 10 speed drop, that's for sure. And Metagross better get one in this Hoenn remake. I'll tell you right now. That'd be a little ridiculous if it didn't. Considering it was like Steven Stone's ace of all things. I mean, Jesus. I know there's a lot of speculation going around about that. Like, he gives you the Metagross site or something, which wouldn't surprise me. If Project Pokemon ever hacks that, if they're actually able to get their hands on a ROM and actually hack it. And I would never encourage anyone to download ROMs. Don't do it. But point is, if they ever get their hands on some kind of copy of it somehow and can actually hack that and see it, because it wouldn't surprise me. If it's kind of like a red thing, from Heart Gold Soul Silver, it wouldn't shock me. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh my god, I'd be so floored, because I wouldn't. Speak of that, there's another one who needs a Mega Random Mega. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Friggin' Blossom sucks. It needs something. Sunflora does too. It could use a Grass Fire Mega. That'd be cool. But yeah, my ranting of what needs Megas aside. Like I said, those things should be fairies. Not like this fairy. Not like this Sigma over here. Not like, where's the other one that I did keep, and I didn't give to my girlfriend, whatever I want to call her now. I don't know. Shit. Constellar Omega is not fairy. Actually, no, he's a Beast Warrior. Never mind. I recant that. But, so ignore me, please. Don't mind me. But yeah. So, hopefully they become fairy. Because that kind of, it's a little bit irritating that it's just you should be fairy. Honestly, you're freaking pixies. most of my elves that I've ever used are named Keebler. For heaven's sake. The Keebler elves live in trees. Hence, they're more likely not closely related or are fairies. Logic, Nintendo, logic. And considering fairies are weak to poison and steel, I mean, logically, then they become weak to poison. So it's like, just the logic there. But yeah, that's the main point. Especially since their lore is focused around 3 dragons. This is the reason I'm bringing it up too. It's odd that it's focused around those 3. It's like, huh? What? But yeah. Anyway, alright, that's it for this video. Yeah, so this is MD865. I guess I'm out of here. And like I said, who knows? Maybe it'll be a Sinnoh remake, guys. If anyone feels like leaving a comment or whatever, or, saying something to me about it, go ahead. Because wants to theorize, go ahead. Because I'm all too happy to theorize, talk about it. I mean, it's an interesting thing if they do. I mean, because again, the new game's November 2014, guys. So yeah, who knows? Maybe like next spring will be the next batch. So yeah, this is MV865, and I'm out of here. Goodbye, I guess. Yeah, that's it.